You see me, Zoe?
Yeah.
Okay, hello everybody who's coming on, and hello replayers. Zoe, tell me if there are people. Zoe, and my daughter, is holding the camera. So don't be shy, Zoe. Just tell me if there are people coming on. Welcome. Yes, there are. The cameraman, one person. Well, welcome. I can't see your street, your
Corbin V.
what did you say?
Corbin V.
Okay, Corbin V. All right, so today I'm going to talk about transplanting. My name is Nikki Schauder. I live in a townhouse, 127th of an acre, with my family. We are 6 in the family, and we grow our own food all year round, and we're passionate about helping you do the same. So today, for any gardener out there, I am going to do a little Periscope stint on how to transplant, and I have 3 tips that I hope would help you in your own transplanting this year. So Zoe, my daughter, is going to zoom in and quickly show you what we're transplanting today. So this is a bed of lettuce. Lettuce is generally a cool weather crop. So like right in the height of this summer, lettuce may not survive. But now that it's mid-spring, we can still transplant these. And the 3 tips that I wanted to talk about in transplanting was, first, to transplant with the weather. So today it's just rained, and yesterday was kind of rainy, but today it just rained. It's perfect, especially for transplanting outdoors, and that way you work with nature, not against it. And I'm just gonna, you okay, Zoe? How are you guys over there? Oh, thank you. So this lettuce bed, I start with I'm transplanting to these little cups, but I should really be transplanting outdoors because lettuce can definitely hack the spring weather. So the first tip, transplant with the rain. Work with nature. Another way to work with nature would be for those of you who try to follow the phases of the moon. Just as the sun has an effect on planting, so does the moon's gravitational effect. Has something to do with the seeds, and though it hasn't gained wide popularity among scientific crowds, by experience, even the Gardener's Almanac has the moon phases in it to show that traditionally the moon has been used as a means by which we plant. So guidance by the moon, that is. So the moon's for planting crops such as summer crops, melons, cucumbers, and tomatoes, they say plant on the 2nd quarter, 2 days before the full moon, 2nd quarter of the moon. But if you don't believe in that stuff, or you're it's not the 2nd quarter moon phase of the moon right now, go be governed by the temperature, and that's the 2nd tip. So, but before I do that, let's get some soil and do a step-by-step on how to transplant into a little pot. Okay, so I have a little bit of organic soil here, and I'm transplanting into pots because we have a maize sale for our school. We have a permaculture garden in our school, in our public school, and we are having a maize sale. Zoe, are there any comments? Can you read me any of the comments? No? Thank you for the hearts, if anybody's hearting it up. And if you guys want to type in the chat box any questions you may have, or what you're growing this season, or if you're not growing, welcome, because you are I am really, this post is for newbie gardeners, because I wish I had someone to tell me how to transplant last year. So this can be learned. So here I am, I'm transplanting. The 2nd tip is temperature. Always go with, when the temperatures are consistently in their 60s, is a safe time to transplant outdoors. And of course, this varies from crop to crop, because some peas can hack lower temperatures. And if you make sure that your temperature doesn't dip into the 40s before you transplant things like the summer crops such as tomatoes.
Lettuce. This is lettuce.
Lettuce is what your thanks.
No, it says which plant is this.
Yes, this plant is lettuce. Thank you. These are lettuce. Now lettuce can hack the colder weather, and I have tomatoes out already here in zone 7B. So Zoe, you're showing the lettuce? Okay. So that's step 2. temperatures consistently. Simon. Temperatures consistently above 60, and nighttime temperatures above the 40s. The first tip was plant with nature, not against it. Go with the phases of the moon, go with the temperature. Don't transplant in the height of the day and the height of the heat of the day. Transplant when it's cooler, transplant when it's just rained. That's the first tip. The second tip is above 60. The third tip is look at your seedling. And normally I'm transplanting this a little earlier because you see how leggy they are. And I want to have them have room to grow. They're out here, they're reaching for the sun, and they're just becoming really leggy. And I want these lettuces to have more soil per plant. Ah! Simon. Yes. You grab them. Always use your hands because you want to be really gentle with these things.
Oh,
your
yes.
bare hands.
It says Filipino.
Yes, I'm Filipino. Always use your hands, bare hands, because you don't want to damage the root system of these lettuces or whatever you're transplanting. And then, so that's how I handle it, right? You try to keep as much as of the soil that it was in together with the plant, because you want to keep that biology. It's growing well. It has bacteria and worms around it that are already creating an ecosystem around it. You don't want to break that cycle as much as you can. And that when you break that cycle, that's what causes transplant stress. So there. And then you try to keep like half of the plant underneath the soil and the other half above it. But because they're so leggy, I'm gonna try to mound it up in soil. Now, for more tips on this, and if you didn't catch everything I said, and you just want it slowed down, step by step, in a written form, go to our blog, permakits.com, and click blog. And I've just written a blog post on how to transplant. And it has a cute step-by-step guide that goes with it and what to transplant during this season. There you go. So that's our lettuce. Zoe, no questions? My daughter's very shy, so if you have asked any questions and she hasn't mentioned them, yeah, no questions at all. Okay, well then that's it for this transplanting Periscope. Here's our lettuce. Grow lettuce. Happy spring, everyone, and happy Earth Day. You can look at my there. Happy spring and happy Earth Day. And then Zoe, you click on the stop broadcast button.
Where?
Yeah.
Swipe
All right.
to
Bye.
stop.